once again with Rasa the Dancer. And this video, guys, for you will be 5 tips how to get the most out of your dance classes. I know a lot of you go to dance classes, and sometimes if it's not in a studio and it's a busy club and it's one of those popping classes, there's loads of people, you're a little bit lost, you don't know always what to do, and sometimes you get a little bit lost and you're not sure even how to follow the whole situation. So don't worry, Rasa's got you. I will give you good tips that I think will be very useful for day-to-day classes. Make sure you watch it, make sure you use these tips, and the classes should get easier for you. Or at least you'll know how to get the most out of them. Yes? So stick around, and in the meantime, while you're sticking around, why not subscribe? First tip for you would be choose an appropriate level. A lot of the times you don't get the most out of your class because you choose the wrong level. And usually you choose the wrong level not by going lower. Usually you choose the wrong level by going higher. And I'm thinking percentage-wise, most of you. I know it's really exciting to learn a lot of crazy stuff, but you're not really learning it properly most of the time. I don't know, you have to be like a super duper advanced dancer to just get into any advanced class and just be okay in it. So if you want real technique, if you want a bit more attention from the teacher, you have to go to slightly lower levels. Not necessarily immediately to beginners again, right? But just slightly lower than you would think. So if you would choose an advanced, why not go to intermediate? If you would choose intermediate, why not have a look what they're doing in the improvers? Because in the Rasa cannot speak. In the lower levels, that's where teachers actually give the most technique. In the highest levels, they expect you to know everything, so they're just gonna do crazy stuff, and basically you gotta swim. Now, I know some people say, oh, I like to challenge myself. Well, great for you. Nobody likes you challenging yourself, because bachata and salsa is a partner dance. You're not dancing on your own, so while you think I will challenge myself, the person who's dancing with you is getting really annoyed and really upset. So how about you challenge yourself on a free time when you're on your own? Ras is getting deep and nasty. But it is the truth, and you know it is as well. And also a lot of the times you go to a class and you complain, oh, I cannot pick it up, it's too quick, they don't explain it. Maybe you've chosen the wrong level. If you would have gone to a lower level, you would understand what they explain, you wouldn't need to hurry as much, and that would be more of a comfort zone for you. So that's my tip number 1. To get the most out of your classes, choose an appropriate level, and most likely that level is a little bit lower rather than higher. Now, once you're in the right level, then my tip number 2 for you, ask questions. I don't know what it is, but people get a little bit shy. We as teachers always say anybody has questions, and it's very rare when somebody has a question. And we look around in the room and it's like, you guys are not picking it up. Like it doesn't look pretty, you know? And we are saying, does anybody have questions? Because we don't want to point at somebody and say, clearly you don't know what you're doing. Why don't I help you? So we give you an opportunity to ask questions and fix it yourself and be more independent. Yes? So ask questions. Don't be shy. It's not a trick question for us asking you to ask questions. You see what I did there? So smart, Rasa, so smart. Now, the other thing is, think about it this way. You pay money. You are allowed to ask as many questions as you want. Whoever is getting annoyed with you asking questions, it is their problem. But a lot of the times, by you asking a question, most likely you are helping another person too. So that's my tip number 2. And I rhyme. I'm on the roll here. So my tip number 2 is ask questions, and that will definitely help you out in a class. No matter what the situation is, you are allowed to ask questions, and you will be given the answers. Alright, so tip number 3. When you are in a class, usually you're going to be presented a routine. Always remember that that routine consists of separate moves, that they've been put randomly together by a teacher just to keep going with the class and to be able to teach more moves. Does that make sense? So my advice for you is don't worry about remembering a routine. Because what happens with the routine, you forget one move, you forget the whole routine. So if I were you, to get the most out of the class, if you are not one of those people that remember everything like immediately forever, then try to remember out of the class one move. One move. Now, don't be ambitious, because this is a better system in a long run. You remember the one move that you like the most from the class rather than the whole routine, and then you practice that one move in a social environment. You practice only that one move with the little bits that you already got, and it becomes something that is already feels natural for you, and it's one extra move that you have in your vocabulary. Next time you come to the class, you practice everything, but you pick up a different kind of move that you add on to your vocabulary after a little bit of practice in a social. That is so much more efficient, because what you will find out that if you try to remember routines, you're going to keep on forgetting them, and you won't have any extra vocabulary actually added to your vocabulary. But also, when you have separate moves that you know how to do, you can use them with musicality. You're not dependent in doing a routine. So if the music's changed, you can change. If the music's stopping, you can stop. If you're doing a routine, you are stuck. You gotta finish that routine, so the music kind of goes away. So that's my tip number 3. I think it's really important. Make sure you memorize one little thing from the class to add on onto your vocabulary. If it's styling, ladies, as well, don't try and focus on every single arm. Pick one arm you like, practice that arm that night in a social. It will be your arm forever. There you go. Tip number 4 is very easy. Try to record the class. Now, a lot of you are recording and not watching your videos. That's a different story. But if you actually want to get the most out of your classes and your memory is not the best and you know it, might as well record the class whenever the teacher says that it's appropriate to record. Yes, not through the whole class. In the end of the class, you record it, and make sure to ask the teacher to show it slowly if that's what you would like. Sometimes the teachers are pressured with time, so they put a song on and they just do it fast. But then you can demand them to go on a side and do it slowly on a side for you. But the idea is, maybe you don't need it slow, maybe you just need a reminder. But when you record it, it's in the memory, in the cloud or whatever, right? So then whenever you feel like, oh, what was that move that I really like to practice? You can go back and you actually see it. Some people write down the moves and that's how they remember. But as I say, if you're not that kind of person, recording a video is a good thing, but then you gotta watch it and practice. It's a different issue on its own. Final tip 5. Dance with your teacher after the class and ask for feedback. If you'd really like to get the most out of your class, try to practice at least once the routine that the teacher did, or at least one move from the routine that you like, with the actual teacher after the class, immediately before they disappear. I know how it goes. And actually say, before you ask them to dance, could you dance with me and give me feedback afterwards? So then they would still carry on the professional work, and they wouldn't just, have a dance and then bugger off. They would actually give you pieces of information, and if they didn't get to dance with you in the class, that's even better, because you would actually now get them to really feel how it is to dance with you, and they can give you good feedback. And in general, talking about teachers, it's kind of like an extra add-on to your tip number 5. If you ever want something specific in your class, and it's your regular class, somewhere you go every single week, ask the teachers to do it. Me, for example, if I talk from my perspective, I teach every single day. Yes? In different places, whether it's my school in Farrington in London, whether it's for other people, in London, like Salsateca, or La Latina, El Grande, blah, 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 blah. Many places. I get bored. Like, I start thinking, okay, what else can I teach to mix it up? Because, I've been teaching for many years. So for me, the most amazing thing is when a student actually comes and says, you know what, I've seen this move, I don't know whether it would work or not, but do you mind teaching that in a class? Or they would be like, I really struggle with footwork. Do you mind if we focus a couple of classes in a row just on footwork? And you know what? It's perfect, because as I said before, what you ask, probably somebody else would benefit from as well. So that is my final tip for you. Dance with the teacher, ask for teachers' feedback, and be brave enough to ask them what you would like to have in a class. Let's have a communication. That's very, very important. And those were my final top 5 tips for you, how to get the most out of your dance classes. I hope they are useful for you. I think they are. And I'm sure if you use them, you will find picking up things easier, and you will have a little bit more of clarity. How can you get the most out of the class that you are in? Just remember, it's different when it's a regular night, and it's different when it's a party night. They have different expectations out of the teachers and the class. In the meantime, you know what's coming. I'm gonna ask you to subscribe, because I need some motivation to keep these videos going. And of course, there's a bell you can ring to get notified for more videos. And guys, I will be back very soon. In the meantime, I'm sending you my positive vibes. See you soon.